Today's Peach Belt Conference match features the Saints of Flagler College and your Lady Cougars. Let's meet your two teams. First, for the Saints, number 0, Kata Chiquette. Number 2, Allison Bondi. Number 4, Jess Fastnich. Number 6, Megan Pop. Number 8, Katie Reed. Number 9, Taylor Almore. Number 11, Cassie Fernandez. Number 16, Jamie Camplisi. Number 18, Abby Austin. Number 21, Brooke DeLauder. And number 24, Mackenzie Danaher. The Saints are led by head coach Ashley Martin. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Lady Cougars. The goalkeeper, number 1, Malin Parsons. Number 2, Mandy Janowitz. Number 3, Casey Davis. Number 6, Shelby Rowling. Number 7, Chelsea Pearson. Number 9, Jessica Sauer. Number 11, Becca Calder. Number 13, Kelsey Pelletier. Number 14, Nicole Corsione. Number 15, Andy Larice. And number 26, Taylor Marks. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, will you please rise and honor America for the playing of our national anthem?
Plug in those headphones, ease the swivel back, and tell the boss it's going to be a slow day. It's time for Wednesday afternoon soccer on Cougar Sports TV. This afternoon, the Saints of Flagler College come to Walden Soccer Complex to take on the second-ranked, that's right, second-ranked Columbus State Lady Cougars in Peach Bell action. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Will DeVore alongside Tony Frankovich. And Tony, how many times can you say it? Number 2 in the country. Feels good, doesn't it?
It's a really good ring to it, you know. Number 2. Last time when we had this game, we were number 5. Now number 2. First time was number 26. So big expectation today from CSU Cougars. You know, they have to live up to that. They're playing the team with losing record, and anything but convincing victory is unacceptable to Coach Jay.
Especially with the game coming up on Saturday. It's a big one against Clayton State, another ranked opponent. This is a sort of warm-up match, if you will. Make sure that all the screws are tightened going into that Saturday afternoon affair.
Exactly. I mean, you can call it warm-up, but we never take it as a warm-up. You know, they will really play hard this game. They're going to play full 90 minutes. Hopefully, they're going to get some lead so he can try rest of players at what he likes to do. So and in a way, rest his best players for maybe very, very tough game against a very good Clayton State.
Well, the best players are out there in the starting lineup today. Again, as mentioned, Malin Parsons back in goal. Last home game, she sat out against Georgia Southwestern, let the other goalkeepers get their time in net. The rest of the lineup, Janowitz, Davis, Rawling, Pearson, Sauer, Pelletier, Corsione, Larice, and Marks. What you'd expect from CSU this year?
Well, obviously, three person up front, they will do a lion's share of work up there. You expecting them to score early and score often. That's what I would expect. I think this team is all about positive attitude, chemistry clicked in. So they're gonna from first moment they're gonna attack and attack hard.
A picture perfect day here at Walden Soccer Complex, save for the wind, which I'm sure you can hear in your speakers the same way we can. Columbus State in the home white uniforms with blue numbers. Thank goodness. Last time they played at home it was light pink and white numbers, which, good for that, but it's a nightmare for folks up here in the booth.
They were complaining, and even in pro level, Barcelona had the same problem. They had to change their numbers because people couldn't tell what number a player is. So they will change it even at that high level.
Flagler in the attacking end. They look like they'll get the first chance at a goal. In the red uniforms with black numbers. CSU trying to control. That is Katie Reed with it. Reed into the box, surrounded by three Lady Cougars, and Becca Calder clears it.
Between these two teams, this is really nice to see. There's a lot of homegrown talent. That's in-state. A lot of players on both teams. A lot of Florida players in Flagler College. Same with CSU. A lot of local girls.
A lot of local players, and for Flagler at least, a very young team. 8 freshmen on roster. That's tied for the most of any class. They also have 8 juniors.
Sometimes we got hung out on that freshman, but those freshmen could be really good. So especially in the girls' soccer, in the men's soccer, they may not make as much difference, but in girls they can.
And one freshman that's seen a lot of playing time for Flagler was Desiree Shields, starting goalkeeper for 9 of the 11 Saint matches. She is out of the starting lineup today, and instead they're going with the junior Kaida Choquette from Naples.
Gulf Coast High School. I remember that from my Florida days playing. I was high school coach down there at Tarpon Springs, so we played them in the playoffs.
How'd you do?
We beat them.
There you go. And it's cleared out of bounds. Gets stuck in between the fence and the stands. Don't see that very often.
Back in the day, Naples wasn't known as a great soccer bat down there.
Here's Pelletier charging a ball. Still going after. Now she's got reinforcement. There is Pearson. Chelsea Pearson on the right side. And she is thwarted by Allison Bondi on the defensive line. But CSU will get a corner kick out of it. Or, no, they will not. It looks like it'll be a goal kick.
Why I always have problem with these linesmen, They always call the wrong way. That was obvious. I can see it here. From 30,000 feet, there was a corner. And Chelsea Pearson was really amazed that it wasn't.
First goal kick of the match goes to Flagler. Scrum in the midfield. Larice fighting for it. Marks also fighting for it. Flagler controls. There's Katie Reed again. Reed, the freshman, another one of these freshmen out of Indialantic, Florida. And there's Abby Austin on the attack. Now charging for it is Megan Poff. Poff defended by Larice. And this time another goal kick.
Megan Pott is scored 2 goals during the season but nobody scored more than 2, but they spread the wealth on this team. So there's no one person that go to. They have like 4 players or 4 of them scoring 2 goals. So it's not going to be that easy job for CSU.
And similarly for Columbus State, Tony, they also spread the wealth around. They just have
a lot more wealth.
Much more in the coffers.
Exactly.
Is it 4 goal scorers with 4 goals or more? That's Janowitz, Hood, Pelletier, and Kiana Nicholson. And they've got 4 more who have between 2 and 3 goals. So it's a very spread out team, 15 goal scorers, and everyone gets in on the action. It really speaks to the strength of Coach Jams, like this program, that he can have that many goal scorers. Now some fighting near the corner. It's cleared. Poff has it. Under duress, gives it off to Austin. Austin tries to center. It's up to Kayam. No, that was Mackenzie Danaher. And now Parsons has it, and she will punt it towards the middle. Or rather, roll it.
Definitely, it's refreshing to see Flagler saying that ladies came here to play. You know, obviously they didn't came to bunker up. So this might be a fun game to watch. Too bad we don't have too many people in the stands. It's 2 o'clock game. I guess people do have a real life, real jobs.
Work and
not
class.
Like us.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is our job. A rare weekday afternoon game. Columbus State, the students just off of their fall break. Flagler just off of their fall break as well. Now the Lady Cougars on the attack. Here's Pearson. Stutter steps, dribbles into the box. The shot! Oh, it's off the
crossbar. That was really that's trademark move by Chelsea Pearson.
And she almost capitalized on, almost had her team leading 6th goal.
I told her she needs to score today. Every time I did a game, she scored a goal. So
you're her lucky charm then. She came dangerously close that time. The first shot of the game for either side. We're a little over 6 minutes in. Still scoreless.
That was a great decision. I saw Chelsea. She looked at it in the middle. She didn't like open lane to pass that ball in the middle to cross it. So she took one more move and took really strong shot.
Pelletier takes a ricochet and she's tripped up by Fastnedge. Jess Fastnedge committing the foul.
This is perfect situation right here. If you are free kick specialist, this situation here, you want this angle right here.
Shelby rolling on to take the free kick. She scored 3 goals from free kick setups last year. Still looking for her first of the season. She could get it right now.
Ooh.
And she just missed it over that crossbar. Inches, Tony, inches.
That was really close. But I like this play. Reason is, you know, Kelsey Pelletier, she made a run over the ball. And she was open. You know, there's sometimes, you know, you got to have, just like quarterback in football, you got to have options to go check 1, check 2, check 3. But if she passed that ball, that would be breakaway for Kelsey.
A couple near misses for Columbus State in the opening part of this match. And this is the way that a lot of their games have gone, Tony. They have put pressure after pressure after pressure against their opposing teams, but have only managed to score either late in the first half or break it open in the early part of the second.
You know, the soccer is such, you know, that there's no bad teams anymore. Here and there maybe, but all teams that you're expecting this losing record team, but you know, they came here to play, and they play pretty good soccer, Flagler.
So Corsione with it. Corsione, one of those top scorers for CSU. Passes it out to Becca Calder, one of the defenders coming up. Try and create some pressure. Corsione with the touch to Marks, and the wall is there. Flagler on the counter, looking for an early breakthrough. And they won't get it just yet. Flagler has not had the easiest time scoring against Columbus State, well, ever. They have only scored 1 goal in 5 previous meetings with the Lady Cougars.
That was a really good idea. There was good run on there. We made a play there. I think Rowling made a play right in front of defense, but
Corsione into the box looking for Pelletier, but she's not close enough. Clearance by Cassie Fernandez, and now Flagler's on the counter. Here is Janie Campleys with Calder giving her trouble. And a throw-in coming up for the Lady Cougars.
you know, it's almost right now CSU playing like a prevent defense. You know, center backs are way back. You know, holding midfielders, defending their forward. So we need to get closer, get defenders. It's okay, 2 center backs to mark one-on-one. That's okay. They don't need to be dropping down and get those holdings mids involved in attacking.
Now it's here in the middle. Pearson looking for Janowitz. Now it's Corsione. Janowitz. CSU hoping the third time's a charm. Pelletier into the box, and she overshot everybody. Marks going after it to keep it in bounds and try and set up a second chance. And Pearson. Marks back to Janowitz. And he thought about it with the left foot. Rolling into Corsione. Nicole cross pass, and she led Pelletier too far. Goal kick coming up for the Saints.
I wish Nicole took a shot there. I mean, there was a really good situation there. Little touch and bang. You know, she needs to pull the trigger right there because it was one-on-one. It was open. She should have taken it.
Corsione still learning. The 5'6" sophomore out of Candler, North Carolina, was the Peach Belt Freshman of the Year last season with 11 goals. This year she's got 3 scores to go along with 5 assists. So, like you mentioned, Tony, she's been dishing it out this season, not scoring in the bulk that she did last year.
She does the job, you know. Hopefully she's going to open up scoring in the big games.
Throw-in coming up. Larice skies it towards Corsione. Now Pelletier on it, trying to keep it in. And it's back to Corsione. A little more than 10 minutes into this match, 11 minutes, 15 seconds to be precise. Still scoreless. Columbus State a couple near misses in the opening 10.
I'll see as game goes. You know, these freshmen from Flagler Saints, they're playing pretty good. They're flying right now. They're not intimidated at all by CSU. They're battling hard. So I believe CSU need to score the goal as soon as possible, trying to settle them.
4 freshmen and a sophomore in that Flagler starting lineup. Columbus State, more of an older team. They had 6 seniors coming into this season. 2 freshmen and 2 transfers. And it's into the box. Pelletier chasing after it to keep it alive. She's just outside of that box. Over to Janowitz just inside the circle. Sky, Pearson fighting for it, and it goes into the awaiting hands of Chiquette.
You know, with these new balls, that the way they're making them, you know, they on its own they're making pretty nasty curve or dip or like knuckleball. Especially with this wind, I think CSU needs to start shooting a little more from outside.
That's the perfect weather for that knuckleball.
It is. That wind can do magic.
Now, when did they officially change the structure of the ball?
Well, you know, every year they change. World Cup ball. This is actually this is brine ball, which is more like all-time balls. You know, it's not as these new World Cup balls that really keepers hate. You know, they really hate it because they had those really. It gives extra dip to it, or it really like guided missile. You know, keepers cannot react. It in last moment dips on you, just like in baseball, you know, breaking ball when they throw pitch, you know, and dips down. And keepers absolutely hate it. Players love it. You know, also they...
As Janowitz goes after it, but Choquette charges for it. Ada Choquette, her second straight start. She pitched a shutout against Montevallo on Saturday. Again, starting in place of Desiree Shields, who, after 9 flimsy starts in which she went 2 and 7 rather, now riding the bench. And a throw-in coming up for the Lady Cougars.
You know, I want to mention when it comes to ball, players actually train now how to kick those balls. You know, you used to plant your foot, you connect with your toes pointing down lower. Now you hit a little bit harder in the middle of the ball, so you create that.
As Corsione nearly got into the box, the defense was there for Flagler. Looked like Allison Mondi. So as they're getting used to this new soccer ball, they're getting used to how it works and deciding, hey, I can put a little more mustard behind that.
I mean, in my days, you know, we never had ball that do such thing, you know, that what this one can do.
Back then, it was that old typical pentagon-shaped,
Yes, yes.
Patches going all the way around.
Yeah, that's a all-time soccer ball that I remember.
Corsione
We call it
lost
like ladybug in my country.
Ladybug, huh? Marks with the shot from the circle, and it's saved by Chiquette. The follow-up by
There you go.
Pearson. Corsione got in the way of her, and the defense is there. Just Fastnage. Fastnage, the Worcester, England-bred junior, getting in, interrupting the flow for CSU, but the Lady Cougars will now officially have a corner kick.
Goalkeeper was struggling on that shot. I mean, she was shaky, itchy feet. So I still stay that CSU needs to take more shots like this.
That wasn't quite a corner kick. It didn't go out on the end line, so a close throw in. Larice took a 40-yard shot. No chance of that one going in. Now Flagler looking to counter. Austin fighting for control, and she gets it off to Fernandez. Marks is there. And Flagler fighting for it at the midfield.
There you go.
Trying to turn it. Poff getting to it. She's guarded
Nice
closely
kill.
by Larice.
Nice kill.
And Poff kept it alive for as long as she could, but the Lady Cougars take over again, and Pelletier goes flying. She's not getting up immediately.
It was pretty hard foul there.
Hard tackle called against Taylor Algor. And that's a stoppage of clock. Referee coming over to see if the CSU co-captain is all right. And she appears to be.
You know, this would be yellow card in Europe. You know, in South, I mean, internationals, that's yellow card. In college soccer, they're a lot more lenient. You know, that no blood, no card.
It seems like over here in America as opposed to Europe, they do play a little more physical style of soccer.
Oh yeah.
I remember when Columbus State went to England this summer, the English teams over there mentioned just how physical they were and how fit they were. As Corsione can't control it in the box, a goal kick coming up for the Saints.
That was one wonderful try by Larice. She tried at far post. It was a wonderful early ball behind defense, far post. Too bad they couldn't finish it.
Goal kick coming up for Flagler. 28-10 remaining in this first half. We are scoreless from Walden Soccer Complex. The second-ranked Columbus State Lady Cougars looking to push their record to 11-0-1. They are currently in the midst of their second-best start of all time, and they are 3 wins away from matching their best start, in which they went 13-0-1 back in 2009.
Time will tell. They overachiever or they are really, really good. You know, there wasn't that much expectation, wasn't as much respect from voters. You know, in the polls. You know, so this team was still mystery.
Unranked coming into this season as Calder comes back from the defensive line and can't control it quite. But they've almost climbed the mountain. Just one team ahead of them now. It's Minnesota State Mankato. But the crucible for CSU is coming this next week and a half. Saturday afternoon at home against number 17 Clayton State. Then on the road next Wednesday at North Georgia, the 10th ranked team in the country. And then a senior day Saturday afternoon next Saturday against Lander. 3 big games that will decide the outcome of the PBC regular season. Larice has to drop it back to Casey Davis. Davis gets it back up to her. Now Rowling coming over to help. And a rare turnover for CSU on their own end. A close throw in for Flagler. Jessica Sauer is there. Larice, bad clearance. The shot and a save made by Parsons. Really no trouble for her. The shot from Katie Reed, who bounced it. And Malin Parsons, perhaps the top goalkeeper in the Peach Belt, able to make her first save of the day.
Maryland's a very good goalkeeper, but that defense in front of her is equal.
Corsione took a ball straight in the goggles. She appears to be okay. Rolling the pass up. Pelletier chasing after it. Pelletier so speedy, only 5'3". not much wind resistance, so she's able to charge after
Lower
those
center
balls
of
quicker.
gravity, yeah.
Pelletier, the senior out of Duluth, Georgia, 16 career goals, 5 this season. One of the 2 captains for CSU. Looking to make her last season her best. And now the first corner kick coming for CSU. Mark skies it towards the box. Rolling nearly got a head on it, but it was controlled by Reed. Sauer looking to keep it in the offensive end. Now Andy Larice up towards Manny Janowitz. Janowitz from the left side. Still a lot of bodies in that box. Kicks back to Larice. Can Larice get enough oomph under it? No, she gives it back to Janowitz.
Got to move the ball a little bit faster.
Andy into Kelsey Pelletier. Pelletier working on Bondi. And it's out of bounds.
She ran out of real estate there. One too many moves. She made one move, and next one should be pushed behind defender toward the goal, and she tried two moves, same moves, and ran out of real estate. I like to see a little bit more pressure on these loose balls in the box. You know, we have one person pressuring the ball, and the rest of them kind of standing around. You know, they need to be really more aggressive there, create turnover.
They create one right there. Janowitz turning it around, looking for Pearson on the left side. Pearson charging through. Beats one Flagler defender, trying to beat another. Instead, drops it back to Davis.
There you go. That's a good soccer. They swing the ball around. I want to see more of that. Stretch that defense.
Just under 24 minutes to play in the first half. Scoreless from Walden Soccer Complex, but Columbus State knocking on the door. Larice charging. Larice from 20 yards out, and the save made by Choquette. She got the bend behind it, but bent it straight into the awaiting arms.
Now, wind probably had to do a little bit with it. But I like the way we built that ball. Ball went from left side to right side, came back to right side, and our fullback went straight in. Maybe that's the answer. These outside backs and holding mids needs to get involved. Because it seems to me they're really marking our forward tight. And other players too. Everybody have man to mark.
Larice was fearless on that last charge. I suppose it's in her blood. After soccer, she one day aspires to go shark cage diving.
Ooh.
So, not quite the shark cage, but she came into the box there. But preparation of sorts, I suppose. Pearson tackled from behind, no foul called.
I tell you what, international soccer, that's a PK. That's from behind, and she may have the ball a little bit, but I think she has a man. She went through the man to get the ball.
Allison Bondi, perhaps getting away with murder that time.
That's a PK.
Well, Columbus State will have to wait for that first goal. 22 minutes, 22 seconds in this first half. CSU has gotten 7 shots off, 3 on goal, all saved by Keda Choquette.
You know, well, difference, say, international players. He would dive there. Cristiano Ronaldo would dive there, would scream, ah! You know, referee would give PK. Chelsea was kind of looking. She knows that there was PK, you know, and she looking like innocently at the goalkeeper, like to the referee. So
not as much diving or flopping in the college game as you're used to seeing from watching those World Cup games this summer.
You know, it's a lot of thing has to do. You know, it's flopping or diving over the feet, and there's no kind of they avoiding really injuries. Lot of time. There's sometimes pure flop, but sometimes part of the game where they avoid being tackled, being hit. You know, it's foul. You don't have your foot planted down there. So a lot of these tackle are hard tackle. Just players know how to avoid it. You know, there's not as many ACL injuries in men's soccer as in women's soccer. Reason is because women are a lot more pure, a lot more honest.
No nonsense.
No nonsense.
They won't fake the drama unless, you know.
No,
really
this was typical Chelsea Pearson, typical example, you know.
Tough as
clean cut PK. You know, she didn't even try to make it.
Tough as nails. She wears the same number as Cristiano Ronaldo, the number 7. Very different playing styles, though.
Well, I told her if she scored a goal today, I call her Chelseaño, give her a little bit Brazilian tone to it, soccer name.
Keith Olbermann would have you for that, you know. Throw in coming up for the Lady Cougars. Larice will take it. Coming up on 20 minutes to go in the first half. CSU looking for another attack. Pelletier has her pocket pick, but Marks has her back. One other key matchup in the PBC, sorry Tony, the North Georgia and Clayton State, a ranked matchup. That's today at 5 o'clock.
Wow, that's a big game.
That one, along with all the ones CSU plays in the upcoming week, will decide the Peach Belt Conference regular season and will decide the seeding for the tournament. The automatic bid goes to the tournament winner to go to that NCAA tournament.
This is really wonderful for Peach Belt. 3 teams, top 25 ranked, and today 2 of them playing. But many people question, you know, is these Peach Belt teams, including CSU, Clayton State, North Georgia, are they for real? Well, we're gonna find out soon enough.
I would think that Columbus State has proved that it's real enough.
I think the other 2 are as well. I think especially North Georgia. I think they're for real.
CSU 3 straight NCAA tournament appearances. They have lost on penalty kicks every time. Coach Entlick looking to get past that, trying to get to the promised land for the first time. And the first substitutions for Columbus State coming on now. Starting lineup played 25 full minutes, and now we've got a freshman and a former freshman phenom coming on. That's Cassandra Wade, number 17, and number 25, Kiana Nicholson. Nicholson, one of these top goal scorers. She has 4 goals in 9 matches, now 10. And then Cassandra Wade has 2. Pearson, the shot, went for that corner save made by Chiquette. Kata Choquette's getting her action and getting her exercise today at Walden.
She looked a lot more sure about that shot than previous. We gotta look at how our center forwards over there. We huge comparing goalkeeper. I think we need to cross that ball closer to the keeper and challenge that.
Pearson does cross it. The challenge coming up. Flagler gets in the way of it. Pelletier and Rolling had a chance at it, but ran into a sea of red.
Choquette seems to be a line goalkeeper. She's very good on line, having good hands too. So, but we can challenge her. I already see it that we have our back post on in front of her. So
4 saves already for Choquette. Some easy, some more difficult.
Enough people in the box.
Nicholson went up for it. Now left-footed shot by Marks, and it's deflected wide. Pelletier charging after it, and Choquette gets on the ground.
Well done. My hat to her. My hat off to Choquette. That was really brave, coming out with conviction. And CSU was finally working hard over there, trying to get to their rebound.
Choquette showing her all-state form. She was an all-state in Florida at Gulf Coast High School her senior year. Now translating that to one of the Florida colleges. Flagler, of course, in St. Augustine.
Wonderful St. Augustine. A lot of memories there since I'm Floridian too. Can you tell by my accent?
Oh, I am. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just screams Florida.
Many of my players played actually when I was in Clearwater. The Chargers played for Flagler College. They love it. They love the atmosphere. It's the oldest town in America. You know, it's really like you somewhere in the medieval Spain when you walk on some of those streets. Good friend of mine, Bobby Mullen, was a long-time coach up there for men and women.
Of course, course, you can tell how old it is just by walking around the Flagler campus in the heart of St. Augustine, based around the former Ponce de Leon Hotel, a luxury hotel, and it's the women's dorms and the dining hall. And what more could you ask for?
Ponce de Leon. You know, a lot of streets bear that name. You know, it's a discoverer of Florida. Florida flowerful. Covered with the flowers means, you know, in Spanish, La Florida.
Kids, there's your etymology lesson for the day. Florida. Take your notes. There'll be a pop quiz on Saturday.
Yeah, La Florida. Covered with the flowers, and state is like that, I think. Although I prefer fishing.
I've been to Florida a handful of times, always to go to Disney World. Happiest place on the planet, or else.
Yeah, well, there's everything down there, you know. You name it, you can find it there. I still have a home in Clearwater. My family is still in Tampa Bay area.
Plenty to do over there. As Rawlings 50-yarder, no chance of getting towards the net. Flagler looking to turn it around. Here's Alex Glunt. Glunt newly into the game, and she turns it over. Sandra Wade pushing up to Nicholson, the two CSU subs.
There you go, Kiana.
Nicholson working
Hit
around
it.
her man. Left-footed shot, save made Chiquette.
Wonderful save. It was good shot. I wish Kiana, I know she can do it. She can hook that far post. You know, she made it a little bit easier for keeper to save that. But that was wonderful save by keeper. I mean, it's good reflex save.
Lady Cougars another corner kick coming up, and they'll send in a couple offensive subs in order to take it. Tori Hood, number 4, and Ashley Miller, number 5. Junior and senior.
And the short plays available.
Here is Marks charging into the box. Low cross. Miller
own
shot,
goal.
it's in.
It's own goal.
Own goal against Flagler. Ashley Miller was closest to it.
Number 18.
That goes against
Abby Austin. I think that's on her. I believe that was own goal.
Austin, the freshman, a potential own goal. If it goes CSU's way, then it's Ashley Miller. She had one goal into this match already.
Yesterday, Cristiano Ronaldo scored in 90th minute, but it wasn't his goal. Really, it was own goal. They jumped for the ball, and defender ball hit off of defender head. It touched him, maybe grazed him, just his hair, you know, and they gave it to him.
So with just under 14 minutes to go in the first half, Columbus State takes a 1-0 lead. That first goal coming. You put enough pressure on the opposing team, good things will happen. And CSU may have not gotten a direct goal that time, but they all count the same on the scoreboard.
I don't think they're going to have any complaint about that. But that cross was very difficult. Defender, either she needs to make a play or let it go. If she didn't touch that ball, CSU player would finish that.
Basically, a pick your poison scenario.
Exactly.
And Austin decided to fall on her own sword that time. Coming in on the end for Lady Cougars, Ashley Miller, senior out of Conyers, Georgia. Took last year off. Now she's back for her final season, one of 6 seniors on Coach Entlich's squad. Passes back to Nicholson that time. Rolling, charging on it. Nicholson keeps it near the box. Left-footed shot. Body got in the way. That was Fernandez.
That's a little bit forcing that time. Take shot, Nicholson.
CSU maybe getting too much confidence after that goal, and Chiquette controls easily.
You know, I think Flagler will play a lot harder probably than teams that CSU beat easily here due to weather and depth that CSU have. I don't know what. I don't think depth's gonna matter in this game. It's pretty cool. It's really wonderful to play soccer, and all these girls are really good athletes, and they can go for 90 minutes, no problem.
Larice is there to stop the Flagler attack. Yeah, Tony, how does that affect playing down in Florida? While the weather is nice year-round, sometimes in the summer it gets so unbearably hot and humid that you expect to see the type of water breaks that you saw in the hottest cities of Brazil this summer. So for a team like Flagler to come 6 hours north to Columbus, Georgia, does that more positively impact more than the negative impact of the travel?
I think negative impact of travel. That's probably what we soccer players don't like. We don't like to from car go straight on the field and play the game. Yeah, the jet lags, what do you call it? You know, you need to stay in a room, sleep, get mentally and physically prepared. So this is pretty difficult for them. But well, CSU, everybody has same thing. CSU was traveling some games and did very well.
Marks takes the corner kick. And a whistle.
I think he called offensive foul, did he?
In any case, CSU attack is over. But for Flagler, you were mentioning the jet lag. Potentially, they avoided that. Came up yesterday. Slept in the Holiday Inn. I was talking to Coach Ashley Martin beforehand.
Oh, that's a very smart decision on their part.
Coach Martin in his first season at the helm for the Flagler Saints, his first season as a head coach anywhere. Previously spent some time as the assistant coach for the Flagler men, coaching in his alma mater, which he graduated back in 2007. A native of Solihull, England, which is near Birmingham in the west central part of that country.
That's a lot of good soccer teams in that area. Aston Villa, Birmingham. A lot of good teams in that area. And you can freely say that soccer is in their blood.
Oh, the soccer ball's probably part of the mobiles they have over their cribs when they're born.
Oh yeah.
And then the charm of the team that they're born into.
It's a really amazing passion over there. Well, CSU girls and coaches witnessed that last year. Wow.
And Wade hits the post with her shot. Crossbar for Cassandra Wade. Nearly had her third goal of the season. And that's the third time today that Columbus State has come so close but has not been able to get that cigar.
Right now, CSU is a lot more comfortable. You know, that goal really took a lot of that nervousness and tension from them.
Into the box and easy pickings for
that was a really good ball. You know, so nobody challenged that. You know, nobody in front of keeper. You know, we have some tall girls who could challenge that.
Wade's one of them. Standing at just 5'4". She looks taller up here than she is.
Goalkeeper is 5'2".
Red and blue. That's the way the song went, I think.
Chelsea is 5'9". Chelsea person, and we have some pretty tall girls on this team. Hallett is 5'10", you know, will be 5'9".
Andy Larice on the back line, 5'7", but she looks bigger than she is listed.
Culberson, 5'10".
Height matters. Those corner kicks.
Well, aerial ball, it does matter.
Another throw in coming for CSU. 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. 1-0. Lady Cougars leading the Saints. They got that goal about 10 minutes ago, an own goal.
There you go. Oop.
And Hood nearly got to it. Not in bounds. A nice attempt there by Rawling. Was it Rawling who took the pass? In any case, a nice ball, just a little too much on it.
Yeah, well, you know, wind has to do with it as well. You know, it was good idea on that ball, far post. I was expecting maybe Torrey Hood to attack that ball a little harder, get in there.
Certainly the most blustery conditions that the Lady Cougars have played in at home this season.
I don't think they complain a bit. Playing so many games on the 100-degree heat index and over, I think they quite happy. I know Flagler probably it is too.
Heck, for Flagler, this may be borderline cold.
Oh yeah, they were freezing last night.
Larice charging in, surrounded by 3 Saint defenders. Kicks it back out to Miller, who can't control. And Flagler will take the throw in. Not much on the offensive end for the Saints. Most of the play has been in their defending end. Malin Parsons does have 1 save. It was a fairly easy one. And Parsons going after her 6th shutout of the season. She's made 11 starts now in goal. As CSU will send on a sub, that's senior Shea Wilby on for rolling. Parsons goals against average of .54, tops in the Peach Belt Conference.
That's a good stat.
And good news for Coach Entler, she's only a sophomore. She'll be around for a long time.
Plenty of time to improve that stat.
Goal kick coming up for Flagler with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Will DeBoer alongside Tony Frankovich, live on Cougar Sports TV. CSU leading 1-0. The second-ranked team in the country, capitalizing on an own goal by Abby Austin with about 18 minutes to go in the half. Another CSU attack is thwarted by Flagler. Now a potential counter for them. There's Evie Jacobs up to Fernandez. Pass gets behind the defense, but a lone Saint can't get to it before Parsons.
Evie Jacobs scored their game-winning goal against Montevallo in a 1-0 win. She's one of the most dangerous players they have. She scored 2 goals on a year, and she took by far the most shots on the team. Like during the year, 30-something shots she took. So that girl is not going to be shy in any scoring situation, anywhere near to goal, to take a shot. So I think with this tight game, we may need to pay attention to her.
Jacobs, one of the rare northern stars on either team. Coming to us from North Ferrisburg, Vermont. So she's not cold in these conditions. Another hard charge in, and this time a foul will be called. Hard foul.
It's a same foul where Chelsea person was. She didn't go as hard down. If she did, that would be same result. It was same play.
Steph Kolwitz took the hard tackle that time, and now she'll take a free kick.
She can bend that ball in the far corner if she willing to. I see Hallett is over there on far post.
Is this a direct or an
Will be.
indirect? I can never keep those straight.
That's direct. Wilby is on far post. I think.
CSU with under 3 to go in the first half, looking for that second goal. Put some more cushion between them and Flagler. Kolwitz to take the free kick.
That's a wonderful ball.
Box.
Yeah.
Defense is there. Flagler's head got to it first.
Wilby didn't jump for that. She let defender just take it off of her forehead there. That was a great ball there. You know, I don't like kind of posting over there. You know, they're obviously protecting their keeper, a little bit size of keeper. I like when you have momentum running into and attacking the ball, then you have advantage.
CSU looking for one more advantage. 2:10 left in the first half. Davis advancing it to Larice. 1-0. And Flagler turns it around. Here's Cassie Fernandez. Clarence pass towards Evie Jacobs. Again, back to Jacobs, product of Mount Abraham Union High School in Vermont. She's a sophomore now. Coming out of high school, she was listed as one of the top 11 players in the entire state of Vermont. And she came down here to Flagler.
How big is state of Vermont? About like Columbus?
It's one of the smaller states.
I think so. Muskogee County size.
Just about. Probably, if you're looking at European states, maybe the size of
To handle.
Belgium and the Netherlands combined, maybe.
You know, Belgium is what 9 million people, and they, to me, they play my native country, Bosnia Herzegovina. To me, they're the best team in the world right now. They have so much talent and depth. It's amazing.
Belgium.
Belgium, smaller than Georgia in population.
The Red Devils.
The Red Devils of Belgium.
They were the ones who knocked the U.S. out in the World Cup this year.
Yeah, and because we have a magician called Tim Howard, who was picking up everything that was thrown at him.
What did he get in that match? 16 saves or something?
World Cup best 16 save, I believe you're right, Bill.
Phenomenal. Torrey Hood turning it around. The pass up towards Wade is picked off. Miller going after it, and a clearance by Flagler with 30 seconds to go in the half. Parsons will pick it up and attempt one last attack.
I don't think they're gonna attack. She needs to just kill the time. You know, there's no reason to go forward.
Reese to Miller, tried to get it to Wade. Bondi got in the way. Out of bounds. Quick throw in by Wade. 10 to go.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that will do it for the first half from Walden Soccer Complex. CSU attacked early, attacked often, and not the most goals you would expect, but they are on the board in the first half. A 1-0 lead for the number 2 team in the country over the Saints of Flagler. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the start of half number 2. You're watching Lady Cougar Soccer right here on Cougar Sports TV. And we're back at Walden Soccer Complex, ready for the start of the second half between the Lady Cougars and the Saints. Columbus State leading 1-0 after 45 minutes of play on a Wednesday afternoon. Thanks again for joining us on Cougar Sports TV. Will DeBoer alongside Tony Frankovich. And Tony, CSU on the attack constantly, it seemed, in the first half, only to put one goal up here. You were mentioning at the break the key to them breaking through for more in the second half may be exploiting the man-to-man.
Exactly. You know, that seems to me Flagler. They came to game in the game really prepared. They know who's who in CSU. Everybody have man mark of the. And one attack that actually that I mentioned to Andy Larice came unmarked from left back position. Nobody even came on that shot that she took. Nobody came to close her down. And, everybody was unsure of should they stay with their man. I think that could be good idea for second half. Those outside fullbacks not going down sideline making crosses, but attack straight to the goal and maybe work off a combination play off of that.
That back line of Larice and Davis and Sauer and Calder, they've held their defensive positions for the most part. Just one shot that Malin Parsons has had to stop against 11 CSU chances. 6 of them went on goal, 5 of them went in. Only goal coming when Ashley Miller got into the box, but Abby Austin of Flagler got in the way of a Taylor Marks pass and produced an own goal. And that's the one score for CSU today. The team switching sides to come out the second half. Again, Columbus State in the home white jerseys, now moving left to right as you see it.
I like this little old team, this Flagler Saints. They try to play soccer. You know, they will be good. You mentioned all those freshmen. I think they're gonna maybe not this year, but next year they will matter. They have some individual talent, you know. I really like Megan Path. She making some nice moves over there, and also Evie Jacobs, who scored the goals over there. Those are danger men. I can tell right away that if they given chance close to our goal, they may be able to hurt us.
Flagler on the rise with a first-year coach in Ashley Martin. Once he is able to plant his roots in St. Augustine and really establish the program the way he wants to establish it, get some more experience. He's a first-time head coach in general, and they'll be able to improve in a Peach Boat League, in which they have done fairly well this year. 3-3 in conference play, 4-7 overall. Pelletier on the charge in the right corner, and the defense is there. It's Taryn Bates here's for Flagler.
Yes, Coach Martin really doing good job with them. You can tell they organize. They know who plays what. You know, they're trying to play good soccer. I think he's gonna do a really good job with them. This is really positive for them.
The Lady Cougars trying to take advantage of Flagler while they are still at the lower part of their rise, leading 1-0. 2 minutes into the second half. The number 2 ranked team in all of NCAA Division II, Deuces Wild, moved up from number 4 this past week after top-ranked St. Rose, New York, lost their first match of the season, and they also leapfrogged number 3 ranked Grand Valley State up in Michigan.
We had offside call there, a little flick by Corsione.
First offsides of the game for either side. Rawling fighting for it, and she takes down Cassie Fernandez. She'll get called for the foul, but she's coming up all smiles.
I like that in players. You know, you need to be bright. You need to be happy to play soccer. You know, I hate when it's too serious for players. You know.
That just takes the fun out of it. I mean, you're playing a game, and
exactly.
in some other cases, you're getting paid to go to college to play this game.
You know, exactly. You know, Will, Brazilian says, you know, main thing for their preparation for World Cup is to make players happy. He said, we want to be happy. So that's part of training. and that's the way they always played in World Cup. If you take that happiness out of them, that joy of playing, and making robots, making mechanical soccer, they never would win a World Cup.
So do they have scientifically designed programs to work the happy out of their players?
Take him to the beach and enjoy town. That's their science.
How much more do you need to do besides that?
And they have players to play a little bit tennis, soccer, tennis, stuff like that. Go to the beach, and that's their way. More and more nations around the world, for World Cup doing kind of same thing. They really want players to be happy, not to be mechanical. In my playing days, we had to go, even for home games, they call it quarantine. You got to go for all weekend, stay in a hotel, walk a little bit in town, and then, you have a game on Sunday. We hate it.
Well, the United States team will certainly have their pick of beaches to spend time on. West Coast, East Coast. And yet they set up their national base pretty much the farthest away from all of them, in the middle of the country in Kansas City, Kansas. Taylor Marks swings it to Manny Janowicz. Janowicz works around her man. Thought about the left-footed shot, kicks it out to Pelletier. Pelletier from the circle, 19 yards, deflected by the Flagler defense, and Chiquette pounces on it.
That's two nice cuts. I would say one cut too many. Janowicz should have pulled that left foot trigger inside of the foot, far post, aim on that side, bend the ball in. It was calling for that. It was begging for that.
Abby Austin losing it to Taylor Marks. Austin was involved in that only goal, the own goal against Flagler. And Bondi will clear it.
It wasn't bad play here. Long ball, straight up pass, direct to Corsioni. Nice flick. Just Chelsea Pearson didn't ran. It went a little bit behind her, but CSU may want to try something like that a little bit.
I'm seeing a bunch of the left side and right side, the non-middle defenders, Larice and Calder, spending a lot of time on the attacking end.
That's I think that's a key. Because first half we spent a lot of time attacking 4 versus 7, which I was counting because holding mids stayed back and back 4 stay back. So it was odd number. I don't care against whom you play. When you playing basically 2-to-1. Offensive 1v2 offensively, that's not gonna result in many goals.
What do you call those on the back defensive line? Fullbacks?
Outside backs. That's old way. That you call it outside backs. Fullbacks are outside backs. One or the other. Center backs used to be sweeper and stopper in old days. Now it's coming back with time. You're actually going in soccer with number positions 1 through 11. Like 2 and 3 are right back, left back, 3 is left back. Usually 6 and 4 are your holding midfielders. So those are your, like what we have. Those are holding midfield. 5 is usually center back.
And of course that's in a 4-4-3 formation, the way Coach Antlik likes to run.
It's like 4-3-3. It's more that's what most of teams now in the world playing like that. But there's variation of those formation. Depends if you defend or something. It's widely popular now in the world is a 4-2-3-1 formation. That's pretty much what similar what Jay is playing. Have 2 holding midfielders. Those are what we call number 6 spot. Example 7 and 11, your outside wide forward or wingers. Number 9 is your center spot, center forward spot. Just like in basketball, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spot. Yeah, exactly.
It's like that way in volleyball as well. I've learned that as I broadcast a few of those games.
Now in soccer too. That's if you ran into one of U.S. soccer coach or some of these guys says, oh, he plays number 6, you know he's holding midfielder.
And perfect segue, volleyball. Next volleyball broadcast right here on Cougar Sports TV is this Friday, 6 o'clock, as the Lady Cougars play host to Albany State, their final non-conference matchup of the
Gotta be
season.
careful there.
CSU with the clearance.
We gotta be careful over there when not to be too aggressive there and give cheap PK there. It's not that this center ref is whistle happy, but you really can't take a chance, especially with player facing away from your goal with the back to the goal. You don't want to be too aggressive. She goes nowhere.
Flagler spending a little more time in the attacking zone these first 10 minutes of the second half. Down 1-0.
Obviously, they're going to play as much as CSU allow them to play. Right now, CSU allows them to attack. That's a good ball.
And towards the box, rolling with the clearance, and Corsione will swing it around. Columbus State not nearly as attack-friendly as they have been in some of these other post-halftime stretches.
And they too slow coming out of back. It was.
As Corsione is on the charge. Corsione, and she's got numbers. Takes a wild shot from about 30 yards out and misses everybody.
That was 4 versus 6 in that situation, so nobody was open for pass. Longer she held that ball, less space was behind open, so she ended up taking a shot. Either you pass it early and run in, try to do combination play behind defense, that killer ball. This time she went solo, which is okay, that you never can tell that there's a bad shot.
Corsione took another one in the goggles, this time the right eye. She appears to be all right again. She'll be rolling with it now, rolling on the left side of the box. Passing to Janowitz. No, it goes to Marks. Marks with the left foot, and she skies it about 3 yards over the box. Another goal kick coming up for the Saints.
That's a good run by Marks. Late run in the box. She was open on edge of the box. She used the laces to power that ball. That ball needed touch inside of foot. That delicate touch, that far post shot. She was perfect calling for that.
And Marks herself has had a couple shots like that today. The first real chance for CSU in the first half. She missed it by about a yard above the crossbar.
Yeah,
Taylor Marks getting her cuts in. Sophomore out of Fayetteville, Georgia. She scored once this season, but scored 4 times last year. She has started every match this season and all but one match in her career at CSU.
It's a huge to make it these plays. If she scored that goal, she would have 2 goals, and all highlights are about her.
Now Pearson and Pelletier teaming up in the attack. Pearson moves it towards the center. Works her way into the box. Moving coast to coast. Swings it back around and waiting for reinforcements.
Great ball.
Now she sends it into Corsione. Corsione with the header. Another save by Chiquette.
That was really good play. It was really good play. I was wondering where Chelsea is going with that ball, but it was a great move over there. Good left foot cross. Corsione did perfectly. Had it down in the ground. Just need to try to aim on far side, far post.
Another near miss for CSU. The Pearson to Corsione combination not paying dividends that time. Still 1-0. 32 minutes to go in this second half. And a bunch of subs coming on for CSU at the next break.
I'm impressed with goalkeeper Choquette. She has good footwork. She was moving quick on that line. She make up for her size. She make up with quick feet. She's typical what we call in old days line goalkeeper.
Throw in taken by Taryn Bates. And Pelletier controls it on the back line. Now here's Becca Calder, couldn't keep it in bounds. Skies one
Coming at you
in the press box. Should have brought my gloves with me.
And you got to call keeper.
plays I never had in goal. 3 subs to be specific for CSU. That's number 18, Steph Kolwitz. She was in previously. Also Kiana Nicholson, number 25, and a new face in this game, Jackie Hellett, number 19. The senior out of Ponte Vedra Beach in Florida.
That's our tallest player on the team.
5'10". Pearson controls it, surrounded by 3 Saints. Maybe a handball in there that the referee missed. Rolling keeps it close to the net. And Flagler with another clearance.
You know, Coach Antlik and I was talking to Stephanie Kovic, same thing. He wants her to attack more, to be involved more, attacking and taking shots, because she has tremendous shot. I hope she's going to get involved more offensively over here, and especially when this game calls for long-range shooting, so she needs to get closer and take some of those shots that she had.
Kolwitz, the local hero out of Northside High School right here in Columbus. Spent last year at Georgia State, decided to transfer back home, and it's paid off for her so far this season. 2 goals in her 12 matches. She has made 8 starts.
They are Kovitz's tight-knit family, you know. I'm glad she's back home, you know. She's happy here. She likes to be with her family and her sisters.
Now here's Jackie Hellett charging forward, and Flagler turns it around. I suppose she just needed that 1 year to see what she was outside the Columbus bubble. Got out and decided, you know what? Home is home.
Yeah, exactly. You can't beat that. But you know, I tell you, especially with the cost of colleges now, you know, it's more and more people, kids staying at home.
As Cassandra Wade checks back in, the freshman. Pearson touch pass up to Wade, who loses it to Cassie Fernandez.
You know, we stretch this field too big. Our defenders got to step up, and outside midfielders step up with attackers up there. You know that there's a huge hole in between forwards and defenders. I mean, you always try to keep it when you attack no more than maybe 30, 40 yards. You know that's the longest, but now it's like 60, 70 at times.
Nicholson with the fancy footwork, and she couldn't get it into Pearson. Flagler another pick. Rolling keeps it in the area. Nicholson to Hellett. Hellett fighting for it. Bodies flying, and now Flagler controls.
That's danger play.
28.5 minutes to go. 28.5. 1-0 lead for CSU, and Flagler, the longer they are kept into this game, Tony, the more confidence they are getting.
You can tell by the moves they're receiving the ball. You know, you can.
And there's a shot that causes no problems for Parsons.
Yeah, that Eva Jacobs, you know, I told her she there's no shot that she don't like, you know. And you know, give her a little bit more room. It might be dangerous. She received the ball nicely, played to over there to Pot, and nice combination play there.
Jacobs just a sophomore, but she has 2 game-winning goals this season against Montevallo a couple days ago and Lees McRae earlier in the season.
Those two are definitely impressive players to me. Good technically, also good athletes. They really good soccer player.
Pearson the long throw and looking for Nicholson in the box. Kiana's got it, turns it around. The pass over towards Wade. Hellett was also there. CSU can't control. Calder charging, and she's tripped up. No
mia.
Whistle.
Mamma mia.
Shani Caplisi getting away with the tough play. And that's at least 2 or 3 times now Flagler has gotten away with a trip. In some cases, possibly in Europe, even a yellow card.
I have a whistle in the car. I may bring it to him, you know. Maybe swallow his.
Where I went to college for basketball games, when there was a bad call that went against us, we'd have one person wear a referee's jersey, and we'd all sit down and point at him and say, sub, sub, sub. I don't quite see that on the Columbus Rooting side here. Maybe something for the next time. Walden Soccer Complex treated to a dandy of the game on a Wednesday afternoon. 1-0. Cougars lead Flagler. 26-18 to go in this second half.
Well, I don't like, we kind of running out of ideas right now, out of creativity and ideas. And I mean, look at holding ball too long. That's rolling wide open there.
Nicholson, a 40-yard shot saved by Chiquette. One of the easier saves she's had to make today. She's made 7 of them.
Shelby rolling was wide open there. She would have a touch in toward the goal. You know, we gotta look for extra pass. The player at least who's in better position to score the goal.
More substitutes. Coach Edlick looking to see if any of his subs can get some creativity. That's Tori Hood, number 4, back on, and a new face, Shauna Griffin, number 16. Transfer from Coffeyville Community College, a junior out of Dublin, Ireland.
We really need that second goal. More time goes, Flagler Saints are really more confident.
Colwitz on the attack, looking for Griffin on that right side, headed out of bounds by Fastenage. Throw in coming for the Lady Cougs. Just under 25 to go in this ball game. Rolling to take the throw, looking for Hood on the right corner. Punched out of bounds, another throw in for the Lady Cougars.
Fastenage, another play over there.
Fastenage out of Worcester, England. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Transferred from Eastern Florida State College after last season. Now a long throw into the backs towards Hood. And the clearance. Calder tries to keep it alive, but Mackenzie Donaher ultimately finds a Flagler player in the midfield. Saints on the counterattack. There's Austin. Austin surrounded by 3 Cougars. Now he gets out to Camplese. Camplese couldn't keep it in. The out-of-bounds flag is up and the throw-in coming for CSU.
Mackenzie Donaher did a really good job in that holding mid position. She working very hard and she organizing over there, defending in the middle. Very hard working player.
Shea will be warming up on the sideline. She'll come in at the next opportunity. Also doing for the Saints is Katie Reed. This is Poff. The swing is Taryn Bates out of Orange Park, Florida. Flagler keeping control of possession. Looking for something, anything, but Shelby Rowling is able to break up that nonsense.
That was commentator curse. Say good things about player. Next thing you know, they made mistake.
Does it work the other way too? If you say bad things about a player, good things will happen?
Me as a coach, sometimes it does happen. When I say, "What are you doing? That's a terrible. Oh, that's a great goal." But say terrible shot, terrible cross, and ball goes in the goal. I said, it's a great goal.
Well, you take what you can get.
You know, well, CSU just don't look comfortable. They don't look as single-minded. Try to score the goal, go for it. They kind of look unsure of.
They're getting that 2:30 feeling. Time to recharge, and it's 3:30. Wilby came in for Shelby Rowling, who is out, and Malin Parsons takes an easy save. But another shot on goal for Flagler.
This half, we must admit that this is 50-50. I mean, Flagler is even with us right now.
CSU well outnumbering the Saints on the shot column, 16 shots to 2. But Flagler has played Columbus close all half.
This is even right now is even game, not like first half.
A toss-up in the final 21 and a half minutes of the second half. And now on the charge is Katie Kayam. Clarence is back up to Kayam. There with the interception is Casey Davis, but Flagler keeps it alive. Columbus defensive line getting some work in. There's Kayam again, junior out of Niceville, Florida.
That was offside.
Offside not called immediately. They only call it when it looks like.
If you force defender to make a play, in front of you, got to call it.
Griffin's pass for Wilby led a little too far. Now Flagler still in possession. It's been about a minute and a half since the Lady Cougars really had good control of that ball. Not used to seeing the other team
have this much possession on CSU, that's for sure.
Certainly. Hood charging after it, but it's a lost cause. Flagler sends it back towards the midfield, and Calder is there with the nice hustle. Becca Calder looking to start something. Gets off to Hood, hooking towards the right side of the box. Out of bounds. What's coming?
I heard before halftime Flagler players cheering on each other. Let's go, we can do this, So, I mean, they believe now. They believe that they can compete with CSU, and they do compete.
Shauna Griffin to take the corner kick, looking to put an end to that belief. Just under 20 minutes to go in the second half. In towards the box. Squirts by everybody, and Flagler was able to punch it out. Griffin
I need a high pressure. There you go.
No, that's Nicholson. Kiana Nicholson trying to keep it alive. Calder shanked the pass. Now Jessica Sauer getting after it. Sauer, pink headband and all. Now Columbus State will just pass it around the back, get some of that possession.
Nice
Wade
play.
the header into Nicholson. Nicholson is kicked in the face. Potentially another no call.
That was tight. I think there was ball first there. So in this case, I wouldn't give a foul because she really played the ball first. Not like in first half on Chelsea Pearson. That was clean PK when she went through the legs of Chelsea to get to the ball. This was ball first.
Flagler was charging. Hoff had a good read on it, but the defense was there for CSU. Out of bounds, throw in coming up for the Saints. Saints 4-7. Again, 3-3 in conference play. Certainly playing like a team that is having relative success amongst their Peach Belt peers.
Confidence is a really huge thing, in any sport. If you have that, even if you don't have as much quality as the other team, but if you have that confidence that you belong there, then you will belong there. Great Detroit Red Wings coach Scotty Bauman. He made. He was great coach. He made everybody in Detroit believe. I have a lot of hockey friends that they are all Wayne Gretzky. That's why they played so good. He installed in that belief.
When you get a good coach like that, anything is possible. And Columbus Day has certainly done that with Jay Anthlick in his 11 years now at the head of the program. 171, 44, and 21. 7 conference championships, 4 conference tournament championships, 8 straight appearances in the NCAA tournament.
This is pretty much dynasty. This is really, that's what expectation of every player gets here. This is expectation. Even though there's not as many college scholarships, not even nearly what when they started, but that attitude of player, it's installed here, winning mentality.
A winning mentality. They've been the Elite 8 twice now, 2007 and 2008. Still looking to break through the Final Four. Still looking for that big one. Maybe this is the year. Maybe this is the year.
Maybe. Well, I would gladly take this 1-0 game. I would gladly take it. W is very, very important.
Win's a win. They all count the same. Now, Lindsay Law, a new face in for Columbus State, wearing 10, came on for Griffin. Law working with it, tried to pass into the box. It was deflected. Calder charging after. And it's poked into the midfield. Sauer is there to corral it. Swing it around. Now Ashley Miller back into the game. Up to another new face, that is Courtney Jackway. Jackway, the senior, another one from Ponte Vedra Beach.
Courtney Jackway played for me here when she was 12 years old. She was traveling. That's how much she was dedicated. They were traveling from Florida to play here in Columbus. Play like 2-3 years here when, at an earlier age, U12, U13, I believe U14.
Wow. Back when gas was cheaper.
Probably $1.20, which we're never going to see again.
Never. I know it. A couple places it dipped under 3 recently. That's the bust you can expect there. There's Jackway again. To Lindsay Law. A couple of the newer faces on the pitch today. And Calder's left-footed pass sails out of bounds. Miller couldn't do much about that one. 15 minutes to go. 1-0 CSU leading Flagler. A low-scoring thriller on a Wednesday afternoon at Walton Soccer Complex. Will DeBoer alongside Tony Frankovich right here on Cougar Sports TV. Columbus State picked up their goal with 18 minutes to go in the first half. An own goal against Abby Austin of the Saints with Ashley Miller in the vicinity.
You know, big teams need to win these games like this. You're playing under 500 team and 3-3 in conference, but these kind of teams and these kind of games are like landmine.
So the trap games.
Trap game, exactly.
Maybe you're looking ahead to that matchup against Clayton State.
I'm sure that's and then you step on this landmine.
We'll be advancing past to Law. Let her too far, and Fastnage gets after it, lets it roll out of bounds for a goal kick. Tony, I think it's safe to say that if Columbus State plays like this on Saturday afternoon, it's not going to be nearly as friendly as a result as it is for them right now.
Well, it's not just pressure on Columbus, it's going to be pressure on the other teams too. So it's going to be a tough game, tight game. You know, it's a lot more battle.
Miller fighting Bates for it. Bates wins the race to the ball, but sends it out of bounds. A close throw-in coming up for the Lady Cougars.
It's going to be
Calder to take it.
I think it's going to be a lot more combative game between North Georgia and CSU.
Calder ready for a throw, goes for Law in the corner. Law fighting for it. Poked out of bounds, another throw in coming. This time going to Miller, who boxes up against her man. Miller tried the cross into the box, and it goes out for a corner kick.
She held the ball really good, but Law just didn't move anywhere. She should have just run by her so she can squeeze the ball for her. There's got to be more movement of the ball there. Give more options.
7th corner coming for the Lady Cougars. Will this be the one that finally puts them up 2?
It's hospital ball.
Appears not.
We call that hospital pass.
Hospital pass.
ER reserved on it, you know.
Ah.
Because it's short ball and they kind of make it 50-50, so both players go hard at it.
Miller with it again, can't keep it in bounds.
That kind of pass can send you to hospital.
CSU looking to send Flagler to that ER on another corner kick, number 8 coming up, as the wind starts to really pick up here at Walton Soccer Complex.
There's
the
a chance.
Box goes for everybody. Jackway out her foot on it and was knocked over. Larice takes a shot out from about 30 yards and sends it over everybody.
This kind of cross was begging somebody be aggressive and stick the foot out and score the goal, you know. But you know, it's that kind of game, you know, that they don't have that decisiveness in them. in this game. They certainly cannot play this way Saturday or next Wednesday.
Or the Saturday after against Lander.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's no pushover. 11.5 to go. CSU clinging to that 1-0 lead. Flagler on the attack again. Camplese tried to check Calder over once she got in the way of that one. Here's Evie Jacobs. Back out to Camplese. Miller out of bounds. And it went off of Camplese, and the throw-in will go to the Lady Cougars.
I guess, you know, they're going to try to push for... They're bringing some big guns back,
Yeah,
so they
here comes the first team. I see Marks, I see Rowling, I see Pearson, Janowitz, Pelletier, of course, you know, the entire front line.
I think Coach Jay's unhappy a little bit with what I was saying, lack of aggressiveness.
This is Coach saying, all right, enough is enough. No more fooling around. Let's get these guys.
Plus, he wants his best people on a field. You know, it's in tough situation too. You know, defensively, because it's not just back defense, but also these girls who are in, they defend well. When defense has a ball, your first defender is your forward. You know.
Of course, he only skied one. More midfield play, and Flagler will clear it for a throw-in.
We may have a field tilt again this way.
Well, not only it's the top scorers for CSU, but they're rested up now.
There you go.
Rested and raring to go.
You can see Rolling right there, challenging in the midfield, keeping ball in their half.
And
so that was
Pearson ran over Katie Reed trying to get to that ball. She's called for the aggression and a free kick coming up for Flagler.
And sometimes what frustrates coaches when the other players have nowhere to go, you know, and you kind of bail them out on this kind of fouls.
Playing pinball, Casey Davis is there to keep it out of the box. Clearance back into the midfield. Janowicz charging hard against Bondi.
You know, we don't stepping up again. Our midfield, our defenders don't stepping up quick enough, you know, so it's always Flagler closer to the ball. We should be first to the ball, and it's not a rule that you have to be behind their man. You can go even or in front of him, receive that ball. So you receive the ball instead of they receive the ball.
Here's Shelby Rolling. She's got numbers, but she's got red shirts in her way as well. Pearson tried for it. Slide tackle, that ball goes out of bounds off of Taryn Bates' right foot. 8.5 minutes to go. CSU on the attack, looking for insurance. They lead 1-0. Corsione fighting for that header, fighting for another. Here comes Rolling towards it.
Pressure that.
Calder keeps it alive. Sent it towards Pearson. Overshot her to Pearson's right. Calder another high pass. Janowitz fought for it. And Choquette pounces on it once again.
She came out strong again, you know, good technique coming out, really goalkeeper's dive over there.
I think you could say that Keita Choquette is really a difference in this game between a 1-0 game like it is and a 3-0 game the way it could be. She made a couple of spectacular saves.
She did.
Now here's Janowitz fighting for it. Pelletier looking to steal it back again. There's the clearance. It'll sail all the way back towards the CSU box. Jessica Sauer eventually able to control. 7.5 minutes to go. CSU running out of time. The way we're talking about this, Tony, it feels like there's a sense of urgency, like CSU is losing and they need to score. But no, it's a 1-0 lead. If they really absolutely wanted to, they could probably just sit on this. But that's not coach's style.
Yeah, they want to look good for yeah. I mean, they really want to have at least these few minutes left, 7 minutes left to get that impression, better impression for send-off for Saturday.
They don't want to step on that landmine. They also don't want to let this number 2 national ranking get into their heads.
Yeah, that's...
Need to play like they did when they were ranked 26 as Parsons has to reach over and make a difficult save.
That's a great save, Parsons.
Malin Parsons getting the grass stains on the jersey for the first time today.
Evie Jacobs. That's you can tell that she leads the team in shots taken. I mean, that girl is dangerous.
And now the first corner kick coming up for Flagler. The Saints with a last gasp possibly in them with 6.5 minutes to go. They've had 3 shots against the Lady Cougars all afternoon. One came just moments ago. And now they'll get a chance at their first corner. In towards the box.
Wow.
Wide of the net to the left. Flagler had their best chance at it and couldn't set the compass right. Goal kick coming for Parsons and CSU.
That was well taken corner kick on far post and good run, good jump, and just missed it by foot or two.
As they would have said on Get Smart, missed it by that much.
Miss is a miss. You know, it's a good for Flagler that they have tight game like this, and it's good momentum for them for the rest of the year.
Calder and Sauer whistled on a tackle against Evie Jacobs. A direct free kick coming for the Saints. 5:15 to go in this game. Taylor Algor will take the free kick for Flagler.
Coach Martin about send kitchen sink down there, but he keeping 3 people in the back. He could send everybody there.
Algor has 1 goal on the season, and she nearly had another one, but skied it. The wind may have gotten a hold of that one as well.
That frustrates you, you know, whether that was she meant. I think she got caught between 2 mines, cross and shot, because they sent a lot of people there, and she didn't cross it. Sometimes you get caught in 2 mines, whether you pass, whether you're going to shoot, and you do in between something.
Shelby Rowling takes the pass from Corsione. Advancing pass towards Pearson. The offside flag is up. Chelsea got a little too aggressive, got in behind that defensive line of Flagler, and Columbus State another offensive opportunity thwarted, this time with 4 minutes to go.
Maybe hair offside there.
The call's certainly not going in CSU's favor so far today. A couple potential penalty kicks that were no calls. One of them was, in your assessment, a correct call. One of them maybe not so much.
Oh, I think first one was for sure penalty kick. The second one, no. Oh my God!
And Flagler's got a shot off the crossbar. Sloppy defending by Columbus State and almost cost them dearly. And Coach Ashley Martin on the sideline here, hands on his head. You know, we were so close.
He knows that's it. You know, that was it.
Now Columbus looking to see if they can hold on to this 1-goal lead. A goal that they did not earn completely on their own. It was an own goal against Abby Austin.
I would take that right now. 1-0 is good enough for me. Get out of here. Get ready for Saturday.
We'll see if they can sit on these final 3 minutes. Columbus State, the goals did not come in bunches. The last time they played Flagler was last year. They scored 3 goals, all in a 4-minute and 34-second stretch towards the end of the match. Looks like they're going to run out of time to do that today. Pearson just looking for 1 more goal, and she's fighting for it towards the corner. She sends it out of bounds.
That's fine. It's perfect. Actually, it's better than goal kick, you know.
Clock killer. 2.5 to go. 2:32 to be exact.
CSU need to defend on Flagler half right there, and I think they will. That sitting on at back and defend is not Coach J's DNA nor this team's DNA.
You didn't see that against Georgia Southwestern, even when they were winning 7-0, 8-0. Playing a game that they're not used to playing against a Flagler team that has played them tough all day.
That's actually good for him. In my book, this is a good game for him. You know, you can't take anything for granted.
It certainly teaches players how to play the close game, which
exactly.
they'll have to do once they get into the NCAA tournament.
It's do or die.
Rolling the strong throw in, goes out of bounds again. Another throw in coming up for the Lady Cougars. And I would expect Calder will take her time with his throw in. Let the clock tick. It's down to 136, 135. Under 100 seconds to go in this match. Barring a late equalizer.
They need to take the ball to the corner flag again. Chelsea needs to take it to the corner. There you go.
And
it's very
does.
smart. Very smart.
Pearson in the corner.
There you go.
Milking that clock. Poked out of bounds by Flagler. We're coming up on 1:15 to go in the game.
Right now, we don't have to worry about style. You know, just keep the ball. Don't give it to them. That's what you don't want to give it.
Rolling is there to control as we're coming up on 1 minute to go in the match.
1 minute left in the game.
Thank you, Mark.
She can't punt the ball too far. I think CSU going way too far back. You know, they need to get a little closer.
Choquette punts it across midfield. Flagler looking for a last gasp. Janowitz with the clearance. Bates
That's a handball.
controls.
That's a handball.
Handball, another no call.
Good pressure.
Advancing past Calder is there to control it with the head.
There you go. I'm glad we won first, second, and third ball there. You know that's what you need. You know.
And Pearson with the clearance into the corner.
That game is over.
21 seconds, 20 seconds to go. Flagler pretty much out of time. There comes to a point when there's just not enough seconds left in a game to get an attack going, and it looks like Flagler's time has run out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that will do it from Walden Soccer Complex. Columbus State, newly minted as number 2 in the country, escaping with a win 1-0 against the Flagler Saint, a team that came into Columbus well rested. They came here yesterday and really impressed these fans of the Walden Soccer Complex. Serious credit goes to Ashley Martin and his program. He's going to have something, really going to have something in a couple of years.
I think he may have special team here. You know, I'm very impressed with Flagler College, and I think you call it right. I think we did escape at the end of the day. We didn't put him away in the first half, and we could have. And second half, at the end of the, we really escaped in this game. And you know, there's no points for style. You know, but you know we're gonna take as it is, what it is, for victory, and get ready for Clayton State for Saturday.
Absolutely. And then on the defensive end, another shutout. Malin Parsons pitched her 6th shutout of the season. Another impressive run for the sophomore goalkeeper. And she got her exercise late in the game, had to dive to make that stop.
That was key save. I mean, that was wonderful save. It was good shot in a corner, low corner, very difficult for keeper to save. And Eva Jacobs really put that ball in place where it's supposed to be. It was good, solid shot, and it was a really good save by Marilyn. Usually when keeper is not busy, this kind of shots beat you, but she was on touch. She's well concentrated on it and actually saved the day for CSU.
An own goal proved to be the difference today, and for Columbus State, not exactly the margin they would have wanted, but a win is a win, improving to 11-0-1 on the season, and getting ready for that big matchup Saturday afternoon against number 17 Clayton State. That game will be broadcast right here on Cougar Sports TV. Stephen Williams will be on the call. Tony, will you be here for that game as well?
I will.
All right. Have fun with it.
I have a game. I'm coaching game at 3 o'clock, so I'll do most of the game with you. You have to handle without me, you know, toward late in the game.
For sure. Well, a Wednesday afternoon of soccer, successful here at Walden Complex. And on behalf of all of us here in Columbus, Georgia, my broadcast partner, Tony Frankovich, this is Will DeBoer saying so long and have a pleasant day. Final score from Walden, Columbus State 1, Flagler nothing. You've been watching Lady Cougar Soccer right here on Cougar Sports TV.